Welcome to the Confident Fit Women podcast, the #1 podcast for moms who are looking to lose weight in a sustainable and non-restrictive way. My entire goal here is to give you the knowledge that you need to be successful forever. Now, today's episode, we are going to talk about the fact that you are not a failure just because you had to start over again, right? Have you ever found yourself saying, "Here I go again"? This episode is for you, 100%. We're talking about the guilt, the shame, the frustration that come with starting your fitness journey over and over again. And more importantly, I really want to talk about how to break that cycle, to rebuild trust in yourself, and finally stop seeing every setback as proof that you have failed. Okay, so today's episode is going to be really strong, really good, and we're going to dive right into it. Now, because a lot of my clients first came to me not knowing how much to eat in a day, what I've done is I've created a free cheat sheet that will help you know exactly how much food you should be eating in a day. And all you have to do is comment me, ME, below this video, and I'll send it to you for absolutely free. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Salome. Over the last 7 years now, yes, 7 years, I've had the amazing pleasure to help over 500 women, if not 1,000, honestly, lose between 20 to 70 pounds in the first 90 days with my program called the Dangerous Divas. And like I said in every single video, my entire goal is to give you the knowledge that you need to be successful forever and to give you a quick weight loss tip that you can implement immediately into your health and fitness journey. Okay? So today, we're going to talk about the fact that you are not a failure just because you had to start over again. All right? So if you've ever been like, "Oh my God, here I go again," this is for you. Let's talk about something that almost literally every woman listening to has felt. Okay? The feeling that when you decide to get serious again, you buy the groceries, you make the plan, you tell yourself, "This is going to be different. This is going to be awesome. I'm ready. I'm all in." And then a few weeks later, everything's going well, but life happens. The kids get busy, it's summer break, work gets stressful, you miss a workout, maybe you have a weekend where things weren't perfect, and then suddenly you're thinking, "Oh my God, how did I end up here? It's a Sunday night, I don't want tomorrow to come, like it's just not happening." And this is when the shame shows up, the guilt, the disappointment, the voice in your head that says, "See, I knew I couldn't do it," right? The two like good and bad sides. The bad one going, "I knew I couldn't do it." And honestly, that's the part I really want to talk about today. Because the problem isn't that you started over. The problem is what you've made starting over mean about yourself. You've convinced yourself that every single restart is an evidence that you're a failure. You've convinced yourself that every single time you kind of got back into it, it's an evidence that you're a failure. But what if it's not? What if starting over isn't proof that you're failing? What if it's proof that you haven't given up instead? Think about that for a second. What if it's proof that you are actually really wanting this goal and you're not giving up until you get there? Because every time you've started again, you're still fighting for yourself. You're still trying and you're still hoping for something better. Failure, on the other hand, would have been totally quitting completely. Would have been deciding that your health didn't matter. It would have been accepting that things are just how it is, right? But that's not what you're doing. You keep coming back. And I think this is where it's worth celebrating. And this is where it's so powerful. Because you are wanting this so bad, right? And let's be honest, starting over sucks. It's exhausting. Not physically, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. Every single restarts come with a baggage. You remember the last time, and the time before that, and the time before that, and the time before that, and then you start questioning yourself. And really, you kind of lose trust in yourself, and you stop believing your own promises. And then what happens is that eventually you become even more afraid of failing than excited about the success. And this is where 90% of women get stuck. Not because they don't know what to do, because they don't trust themselves to do it. And trust trust is a real issue. Because confidence doesn't come from losing weight. Not at all. You've seen plenty of overweight ladies being super confident compared to somebody that's super in shape and is not confident. Confidence comes from believing you'll do what you said you'd do. And every time you break that promise to yourself, that trust gets even weaker and weaker and weaker. So, now that we've talked about how it really feels, how are we going to rebuild it? Not with another extreme plan, not with another all in every single Monday. We need to rebuild it with small wins. Tiny promises. Promises that you can actually keep to yourself. Maybe that's like a 15-minute a day. Maybe that's drinking your water. Maybe it's hitting your protein goal or going to bed earlier, right? Nothing glamorous, nothing at all. But every time you follow through, you can send yourself a message and you're making your brain think, I can count on me. And this is actually exactly where the confidence starts. Not in the scale, not in the mirror, but in the relationship you have with yourself, right? So here's another truth that you need to hear today. You're not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience. You know a lot more than you did the first time. You know what doesn't work. You know what burns you out. You know what triggers they are. You know where you struggle. So that's not really, honestly, not starting over. That's starting smarter. Because that's how the real transformation happens. Not because someone got it right the first time, but because you kept learning from it, kept adjusting, kept showing up, even if it wasn't perfect at all. Even if you're listening to this and you said, oh my God, I've fallen off right now, I want you to stop asking this. Why do I keep failing? And I want you to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? We tell our kids to learn from the mistakes because that's how you learn and that's how you get opportunities. Why aren't you doing the same? What can you learn from the last time that you failed? That question alone changes everything. It turns shame into growth. It turns mistakes into lessons, and it keeps you going forward, okay? So I want you to know this, Mom. You're not a failure because you had to start again. You're a human, honestly. Life got busy, things got hard, but you're still here, you're still listening, you're still trying, and you're still wanting more for yourself, and that is huge, and that's something to be proud of. So stop beating yourself up for the chapters that are in the past, first of all, that didn't perfectly happen, and start using that evidence, that past evidence, against your future. And remember, the women who succeeds aren't the ones who never fall off. They're the ones that keep coming back, right? They're the ones that are here today. And that, if you're here today and you're listening to this and you're saying, oh my gosh, this is me, you're one of them. I mean, you got this. Make it stupid simple. Keep it very realistic for you. All right? So what I want you to do, if this episode hit home, I want you to take a screenshot, share it to your stories, and if you're sick and tired of doing this alone, send me a message with the word diva, and I would love to help you build a plan that fits your life, that rebuilds your confidence, and finally stop treating every single setback like the end of your journey. I hope I gave you some value today. I hope this was good enough for you, and hopefully I motivated you to stop looking at the times that you failed as a failure, but more as a learning opportunity so that you can move forward and actually be successful this time. All right, I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.